Welcome in, everybody, to the Tri Oval Office. I'm Caden, and that's Grant, who's really excited. It's Vegas week with his gambling problem. So, how are you? I know you're excited, Grant. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I have a I have a big problem with gambling. I spent all my money on betting on Chinese racehorses. It's a problem. Um, no, I can confidently say I don't think I've bet a dollar in years. But I do like me some fliff coins here and there just to bet on some college basketball. That's not real. Mom, if you're listening to this, I'm saving my money.
I was gonna say no American dollars, but Lebanese pounds on the table, and woo.
Yeah, that's getting tanked right now. Shout out to Israel. My exchange rate's really going down the drain.
I
please
mean,
don't please don't censor this, YouTube.
but speaking of Richard Childress, nah, I'm joking. Um, kind of crazy. He must be loving this right now. All the ongoing developments. He's just
All
printing
of a
money.
sudden, they're gonna find a lot more speed off of a couple military contracts.
I mean,
We're like, oh, we got some extra dollars coming into the business.
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
sure where
say
that came from. Did you see that missile?
Kyle Busch could use it right now. Good lord, he's
Whatever they're
gonna.
strapping to the back of those rockets, put it on the back of the eight.
I mean, just ate at Cheddar's like 2 hours ago, so I'm doing my part to see a NASCAR legend actually perform well. But
Someone's got to do their part.
I mean, good lord, it's bad. But it is Vegas week, so Kyle Busch's hometown. Maybe he can turn it around, but I kind of have my doubts about that.
Yeah, Noah Gragson's hometown. Maybe he'll turn it around,
Maybe Kurt Busch climbs into a car again. Who knows?
and maybe my exchange rate on my Lebanese whatever's goes in the other direction. But these are all things that'll never happen.
But yeah, we're talking a little bit. Just this used to be a track that I think we kind of all dreaded going to, or at least watching the series go to, because the racing was kind of, I mean, for lack of a better term, blah, just middle of the road, kind of boring at times. And the next gen car, especially in the last 2 years here, the racing has been pretty darn good. Like, this is probably a top eight, six ish track on the schedule now for me in terms of excitement.
Yeah, it's kind of like for me, it's kind of vaulted itself up into that. It's like approaching Kansas, Charlotte, Michigan, like it's approaching that tier of like intermediate track, which is fantastic because those are all like my favorite tracks to watch. They're all so entertaining. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'll be interested to really see the who's going to actually show up with some speed on a true intermediate the first time that we're at one, and see what everyone kind of rolls off the haulers with.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is its own beast,
Yeah,
Circuit of the Americas, and then, I mean, Daytona doesn't tell you anything, and Atlanta is, my goodness, just
just carnage.
yeah, terrifying for most drivers. So I think this is the first time we'll see really what everyone has at a traditional oval. But I mean, let's start with Hendrick, not at Vegas, but just kind of they had a little bit of news this week. So Alex Bowman once again missing this weekend's race, and replacing him, it will not be Anthony Alfredo. It will be Justin Allgaier. So, what are your initial thoughts after learning that? I guess either last night or this morning, depending on when you read my text.
When I read your text, I was very happy for Tyler Algier with the career change, and then I was like, oh wait, he's talking about Justin Allgaier. So no, I mean, I feel like he's just kind of been around. It'll be good for him to get a little bit of redemption in the Cup car after his not so great block at Daytona, which I just finished the first episode of the Full Speed Daytona 500, and they were showing replays, and it was a pretty terrible block. So I'm excited for him to get some redemption in a Cup car, and I think you mentioned this before we jumped on here. He could thank his boss, who has zero pull with the organization, that he's probably in that seat.
Yeah, I mean, Dale Jr. famously has no pool in the garage at all. So, I mean, This definitely had nothing to do with the Twitter spat that Dale Jr. got in to this week involving Anthony Alfredo, the man that Allgaier is replacing. I don't know. I think long term, Justin Allgaier is probably a better driver for you than Anthony Alfredo. He
Yeah.
has less experience in the next gen car, but I mean, that's kind of been the guy in the O'Reilly series for the last 10 years. So I would have liked, I mean, I think at this point, any like meaningful cup opportunity, like full time, is probably passed him by. I think maybe if Junior Motorsports goes full time Cup Series racing, you might see Justin for the first year or two of that, but he's up there in age now, so probably just this is probably gonna be the best equipment he ever runs. He has run a few races for Hendrick before. Um, he ran at the Indianapolis road course, which did not go well for him. And then the Coke 600, where he had to fill in for Kyle Larson because of the double attempt where Larson just stayed up in Indianapolis, funny enough. He ran really well before the rain cut that race short. So I'm interested to see, because Charlotte obviously matters a whole lot more than any of the other races he's run in a next gen car. So
Yeah, I mean, it'll be the best equipment he's ran probably for sure. I almost view it as probably like I think he's 39 or he's 40 or something like that if I'm not mistaken. You can fact check me on that one. I could be totally wrong. But I think it's more of like just kind of
39.
yeah, I think it's more of like a veteran type thing. Like there's guys we talked about and I was like, man, there's some fill in the blank names. I'm like, man, I would love to see him in that car, like Raja or something like that. But I feel like in this case, like it's probably just a vet thing. Like he's just getting the nod due to his, he's been around, so and he's respected, so that's probably why. And he's a
It's
good driver, but
it's probably a thing of two. I mean, you got to make up some ground in the owner's points. So you know that if nothing else, Justin should hopefully, I mean, Daytona notwithstanding, keep your cars relatively clean. I don't think
yeah,
he's gonna. You don't. I mean, all due respect to someone like Raja Caruth, who doesn't deserve this reputation, or Corey Day, who definitely deserves his reputation at the moment.
absolutely,
He like you know what you're getting with Justin Allgaier, and I don't really think you do with anyone else in the Chevy camp that could take over that job like right now. That
yeah,
actually would be released too. Like I think it would have been very interesting if they had managed to convince um, our Richard Childress to like, hey, would Jesse Love like to come run our seat for a little bit
yeah,
or something like that? But um, with the writing on the wall with RCR a little bit, we can kind of get into that when we talk points. But I think that they're going to be very protective of both Austin Hill and Jesse Love
probably,
coming up here soon. So but I don't know who else you really would have turned to, unless you wanted to put a former Cup driver in it when they put Jeff Gordon in for Dale Jr. But I mean, there's not really a recently retired Cup guy who would actually be able to run for you. I
yeah,
mean, because Harvick's not going to come down out of the broadcasting booth, and who else really is there that's a Chevy guy?
yeah. You're kind of out of options, and then I mean, hey, you get Boyer.
I'd argue I
Speaking
would
of coming
take
down out of the booth,
I'd argue I would take Jeff Gordon right now over Clint Boyer,
would
but
you take Boyer or Mike Joy?
ooh. Well, we left Phoenix, so I mean, Jeff Gordon and Clint Boyer shouldn't have any more problems. But good grief, I don't know. I think it's the right decision. It's a relatively boring pick, but I think everyone's kind of happy for Justin. No one in the garage dislikes Justin Allgaier. We'll
Yeah,
put it like that.
except for Denny Hamlin for 10 minutes.
Yeah, for real. So, very interesting story there. That'll kind of lead us into because I think it's still this way. I know it was last week. Looking at the point standings here, the
Hmm.
48. Well, obviously it's still the same. Alex Bowman is still dead last in points because he didn't run that last week.
What? That's crazy.
And to the cut line, I mean, hold up. I hate the way NASCAR does this. They don't show you to the cut line. They show you back of the leader.
Yeah,
And it's like everything back of 16 should be above the cut line, but
Yeah.
whatever. Um, Alex Bowman is
He's
um,
doing better than Casey Mears and BJ McLeod.
he is
Congratulations.
80 something points back of the cut line. 4 races in, I mean, he's going to be probably at a minimum at least 100 points back. That is if he steps back in the car next weekend, which
Yep.
I can't remember if that's Darlington or Martinsville. I think that's
Next week
Martinsville.
is Darlington is the 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's why you have the NASCAR schedule pulled up, everybody. Um,
It should be Darlington.
yep, Darlington, then Martinsville. So, and then our week off for Easter.
Yep.
Um, I I don't know. Driver's points are one thing. Like, obviously, that's what actually pays the money.
Yeah.
And I think Allgaier can give you a shot, like just to bridge. I don't know how much Allgaier's going to make up on the field or on the cut line, but I don't think he's going to lose you really very much ground either.
I don't think
Um,
you really can't lose much ground
but
out of that single car.
if I am kind of confident as is, I understand that race wins pay a lot. Um, and they pay a lot more than just second place does, even
Yeah.
if you sweep the stages and everything else. I If he's going to be 100 points back, which he will be after Vegas, even if he gets back in the car for Darlington, which I'm starting to have doubts about at this
He
point,
might not.
which they said it was not concussion related. None of this is concussion related or was related to anything that went on at Circuit of the Americas. Or
Sure.
but he had 2 hard crashes at Daytona and Atlanta. And so this would be concussion number 3 for Alex Bowman. And something that was interesting today, I forget who brought it up, is Alex Bowman has not applied for a chase waiver yet. Like even Kurt Busch, after the wreck at Pocono that ended his career, had applied for a waiver to make the playoffs. So I don't know exactly.
Has he
If
mailed it in?
say is that a tell sign of is he going to be back in the car soon at all? Or is
You,
it just like, hey, he knows he's probably missing at least 2 more weeks, and then it's pretty much insurmountable
oh yeah.
without winning you're in? Because I think we're 100 is pretty much impossible now for what Alex Bowman like at the rate he wins at, which is like once every 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah.
I just don't see him rattling off multiple wins
Yeah.
to make it to claw his way back in.
Negative. I agree. Yeah. He might be. I didn't know that about the waiver. That's crazy. Yeah, he might be mailing it a little early mail in. Um which makes it hard to believe it's not related to anything that's happened this season, because it feels like that would be kind of that would be conducive to think that happened, previously with some kind of injury or something, or with at least the 2 wrecks at the 2 super speedways. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna speculate too hard.
I was gonna say it's always interesting, or it's really hard talking about stuff like this because it's like I don't want to be intruding like
Yeah,
on that. Like obviously that's between you and your
you
doctor.
violated HIPAA. How dare you?
Exactly. Shout out 30-year Letterman, but
Yeah,
our 3-year Letterman. I don't know. I'm on Blooper's side in that rivalry, but I mean I think if we're looking at the points and we're going at like I think you're already eliminated. I would be 95% sure. I no more. I would be 99% sure that Alex Bowman is not going to make the chase.
yeah.
Okay. So sucks because of injury. And we had him in. I think we did say we did put an injury clause in there. So we'll see.
We
But
have an escape, a backdoor escape hatch just in case.
just in case you do PEDs or something, like Braves talking
Stop
about
it.
you.
Stop
Um,
it.
but going up from there, if we were to talk about that, I think Cole Custer, thank you for coming. You were never making the chase as is. Connor Zilic, he's 180 points back of the leader, so that puts him at.
Do the math.
I hate this. I hate doing this stupid cut line. 125 minus 125 to minus 180. So he's 55 points back. That's doable. That's one race win. If that gap doesn't keep growing.
He
I'm
better
not.
start finishing some races.
Yes, that's the biggest deal. Is he's got to do well. And with this kind of string of traditional ovals, I'm not sure that gap is not going to increase. Are you willing to stick a fork in Connor Zilic yet for
No.
the year? No, I'm not either. Just because of like this kid is won in every single thing he's ever driven. But I mean, I don't know if the expectations were to necessarily win or to make the chase this year. We didn't have him in our
We
top
did not
16,
have him in.
but he was right there on the bubble. So I just kind of wonder if it's like he just needs to log laps. And that probably just means don't wreck. Just drive around, get as many laps in this car, which is apparently very, very difficult to drive compared to last generation and previous generations of car. And learn the ovals.
Yeah.
So I think that's the goal for Connor Zilic. He doesn't need to look up and be like, oh, well, I'm 34th in points. So, and kind of be hard on himself. I think that I would probably say, I don't think he's panicking because I think that this is not necessarily all that unexpected.
No.
If you're being realistic, at least, about his expectations.
That's the key. I don't think a lot of people were.
Yeah, I was gonna say because everyone thought that he would just break in and suddenly, yeah. Grant still has the coughs, but
I respectfully muted myself. You're welcome.
Chase Briscoe though, he's 33rd in points, and
Yikes.
he is 178 back of Tyler Reddick, which would put him as 53 back of the cut line as it sits right now. I'm concerned about the 19. I'm not concerned about Chase Briscoe, if that makes sense. That car, that's two straight mechanical failures that took out a car that was in the top 10 at the time, and he finishes last. He had a fluky wreck at Daytona. That happens. He finishes second in Atlanta. The car is fast. The problem is it can't go the full distance.
Breaking.
So with the new rules, you can make up a lot of time if you are willing, or you can make up a lot of positions in the points very quickly if you win races.
Yeah.
And nothing has shown me so far that they cannot win a race based on speed.
Because I think speed.
I think that's the hardest thing to figure out. If you can figure out the speed, the other stuff is pretty easy relatively.
Yeah.
So don't stop wrecking race cars through no fault of your own, Chase, and I think you'll be right there smack dab in the middle of Chase contention.
Yeah, so there's not much to say about Chase on my end other than he's got speed, he's got talent. If stuff just quits breaking, he's going to win multiple races probably, and he'll be right back where he needs to be at.
I was going to say James Small I don't know what he's doing, but maybe change it up a little bit. Bring a different lucky charm next time.
Fire all your engineers.
Do nothing drastic. Just
hire Chris Gabehart.
Could you imagine? He's working as a janitor at Spire and the crew chief and the assistant crew chief for the 19, while being sued by both. Looking back, Cody Ware, not relevant. Would you like to talk about the three guys who made the chase last year but are struggling this year? I don't think any of them are all that surprising. Austin Dillon is 29th in points. 30th is Austin Cindric, and Josh Berry is 31st in points. And they're in a range anywhere from 53 or 50 points to 45 points back at the cut line at the moment.
Yeah, I think we kind of hammered this home when we did our tiers of who we thought was going to make the chase. Like these guys were legitimate win and you're in merchants.
So
And that's basically all there is to say. Win and you're in's gone.
you suffer.
They're exactly where I thought they would be.
I think that Cindric is. I think Cindric is the most interesting of these three because he had speed at Atlanta. He had speed. He didn't have speed at Daytona, but then he had speed at Phoenix, and he ended up wrecking out of multiple races this year. He's collected stage points, a lot of stage points so far, and just has
Hmm.
terrible finishes.
He
So
may be. He might be, as the young kids say, he may be cooked. Because the tracks where Penske has been or is supposed to be good, we've had 3 of them so far, and it has not gone well at any of them. So he might be in
for
trouble.
for Cindric, or at least it didn't end well. I think it
For
was going well.
end well for yeah, points wise, it did not go well for
Yeah.
Cindric, and it's like those you have to match. Like with all due respect, the kind of driver he is, you got to capitalize on those races.
Say you
You
gotta do
didn't.
what you gotta do what Ty Gibbs is doing right now. Just you got the speed, turn it into a top five,
Yep,
and
and then get out of there.
yeah, don't wreck.
Yeah, exactly. Which
And
I mean,
that was
it's
not his fault,
yeah,
but
it just kind of is what it is.
he had every right to go and punch Logano in the face as soon as he saw him in the team meeting. But
He probably wouldn't.
yeah.
Tim told him not to.
But in terms of Josh Berry, I mean, he's on a satellite team. The Wood brothers have not been very good outside of like the beginning to last season. So Josh Berry, like, not all that surprising. He led some laps to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Cool, good for you.
Who won this
But
race last year though? He'll finish 30th. Moving on. Uh,
Austin Dillon, I don't really thank you for playing. We'll see you at Richmond. And cool paint scheme. I really like
yeah,
it. But
that's about all there is to say there. Uh, please tell your uh, your boss and your family your granddad, right?
yeah, pop pop.
Not to nuke me. Thank you very much.
All
That's
of
all
this
there is
is
to say.
all of this has been a test just to see.
Yep. Do you think we'll get demonetized for me saying nuke?
I don't make money anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you think? Do you think that they put a big number 3 on the missile that went through the Ayatollah's like roof?
Uh, I hope so. That'd be pretty sick.
I was gonna say courtesy of
They need to put threes on all the B-21, the new Raiders.
um. It actually wasn't a missile. It was just Austin Dillon practicing. It was way off
It
course.
was really mad Austin Hill. We told him that the Ayatollah was leading on the final lap at Atlanta. He's like, that guy right there. He's like, where? And he just wrecked him.
He thought the Ayatollah was driving a Young Life car.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So, Eric Jones. Neither of us were super high on Eric Jones this year. Just like I was higher on Legacy than you were, which turns out to look like a mistake right now. But we thought that if there was going to be a driver that could kind of break through an extra bit, it would probably be John Hunter.
Yeah.
And Eric has had a really rough start to the season. He was really slow and beat up in Atlanta. Sure, he was caught up in a wreck at Daytona. He's not a road course guy. Phoenix, though, first top 10 of the year. He needed it very badly. Breaks a really long top 10 list streak for him.
Yep.
So I think if you have more days like that, you can maybe kind of claw your way back into this thing. But as of right now, I'm not really all that high on him. Even though in reality, he is, well, 41 points back of the cut line. So that's still a pretty steep margin to make up.
I wouldn't say I was out on Legacy. I would say I was still just doubtful. And it can confidently say I have yet to see anything to prove me otherwise. So, cool paint schemes on the 42 with the Mobile One scheme, but that's about all I've seen out of them that I've been like super impressed with.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Super Speedway merchant. He had good finishes, or he had a good finish at least. He didn't
at
finish
Daytona.
at
Yeah.
Daytona. Didn't finish Atlanta. And then so Todd Gilliland, Noah Gragson. I think in for the most part, uh, front row has run better this year. I think they've looked leagues ahead of where they were last year, but that's still just kind of a back of the pack most weeks team.
Yep.
Aside from Zane Smith, who we'll talk about a little bit later, as one of the bright spots, or
Who's
one of the
honestly not that much ahead of him anymore in points after
um,
his unfortunate start to Phoenix.
yeah, basically. But Riley Herbst, 24th in points. He is 153 to 125. So he is 28 points out um, of the chase as it stands. Good for Riley. I think that's about as good as he could hope to run so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, we gave him his flowers last episode of like, good job, like you're running better than we thought. I mean,
And that's,
your teammates are first and third.
yeah, fair enough. Riley Herbst just ahead of him in points. Ross Chastain, who I think much like Chase Briscoe, except for way lesser. I mean, like in terms of the issues and even the speed. Chastain has had pretty good speed everywhere we've gone, and I mean he had got it caught up in an accident at Daytona. Atlanta finished third. He won a stage at Coda and was had a top five car, probably top 6 to 8 at the very least, until he lost a wheel, went down 2 laps, and then at Phoenix, just I mean, kind of
Had
hanging around
speed.
there, had
Yeah.
speed, was gonna kind of grind out a top 12-ish finish, and Joey Logano came up the track as Ross was coming down it, and that been a toe link and kind of ruined his day. So I'm not out on Ross right now. I think Ross has too much speed, and there's just been some weird stuff happen. I will say this though, he cannot afford very many more days like what he had at Phoenix and Coda. He is not in the same position as Chase Briscoe where he can kind of screw around a little bit more, for lack of a better term. And these days where he can get a top 10 finish, top 5 finish, he absolutely has to capitalize on them. He does not have the speed to win more than at most 2 races before the chase begins. So he really needs to just kind of lock in when he can finish in the top 10, finish in the top 10. It's not worth breaking your car over.
Yeah.
And like I said, neither of those were his fault. So
He's
not
been
going to be too hard on it.
Yeah, he's been more unlucky in the just like freak accident realm rather than like mechanical failures. We need to do some audits here, kind of thing. Um, so I'm not really that concerned. I think he's ran really well. He's just been extremely unlucky, like losing a wheel, like getting caught in a wreck, like a couple of those wrecks. Like it just kind of is what it is.
I think is in terms of how bad all the Chevys have kind of looked relative to where we expect them to be, Ross is doing fine in terms of
Yeah,
speed. Like he is just as fast most weeks as the Hendrick guys.
yeah.
So I think that's probably a win. I think he was faster than most of the Hendrick guys this weekend at Phoenix.
He was
Him,
probably he was maybe the second fastest. I think the Spires were probably the fastest. I think Hostfar probably had the fastest Chevy, but he was
so
right there.
as I say, Hocevar and SVG both were probably 2 of the fastest Chevys. So
Yeah.
nothing to scoff about. That is there. John Hunter in 22nd. I've not seen much of him, so good for keeping it close to the cut line this
Yeah.
early on. And we kind of said the summer stretch will make his or break his season.
Yep. I'm sh-
Ty or
I'm
you go.
surprised to see Ty. I was just about to say I'm surprised to see Ty Dillon up this high.
I mean, super speedways,
Yeah.
perfect for you. And uh, besides that, I guess he's just. I think he picked up some stage points at Coda because of the
Yeah.
pit cycles. So pretty.
Well, no, he has 0 stage points.
Well, then I have no clue. Then, man, Ty Dillon, congratulations. This is probably the closest you will be to the chase all year long. Kyle Busch just ahead of him. if you talk to anyone online about Kyle Busch, it sounds like the sky is falling. And really, I mean, considering how little speed he's had, I think he's done pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think finished 11th or 12th at Coda, kind of grinded that one out.
Yeah.
Last week finished 17th, and he had a 35th place car.
Yeah.
And Daytona, I mean, he avoids the wreck at the end, so he finishes 15th.
Yep.
So what are you gonna do? I mean, it kind of works out for him a little bit.
Yeah.
That
No.
being said, he doesn't have near as much speed as Chastain does.
No.
So I don't think just the top 15s, like being able to grind them out top 20s, are going to be enough for him here unless he wins a race. And there's nothing at the moment that shows me he can.
No, I would have looked at Atlanta. We got one more as one that he could have won already, and he decided to
Wrecked
spin
out.
out.
Yep.
But I mean, I think it's more of just like that clip probably of just like him backing off at Daytona and that kind of stuff's probably just fueling the fire of like the sky is falling type deal. I think
Or
he's running.
like
Yeah, I think he's running
the crew
fine.
chief
But
and spotter this week of just yelling at him. You shouldn't have come down pit road. You should have just tried to keep the lap. We're under caution. And then talking behind his back on the radio. Just like it doesn't seem like the vibes are good at
no,
RCR.
no. Long season, but yeah, not the vibes are not trending in the right direction.
And typically you want to start on the right foot and then
Especially when you had a bad year the year before. So
um Zane Smith is interesting to me. So he's this high because two super speedways and he
yep,
is really good on those style of tracks. He had a lot of speed at Phoenix and he kind of his team just came off terribly in getting the car chief ejected and having to do a pass through penalty to begin the race. It just he got behind the eight ball and despite having a lot of speed could never truly make it up.
yeah, he just kind of
So
got screwed.
I'm very interested to see how they run at Vegas though. Like I think that I called like John Hurd Nemechek was like my dark horse to make the playoffs that no one was really talking about.
Yeah,
Zane Smith might truly be
the
that guy.
one. Yeah,
He
I
has
can see it.
so much speed to start the year. Like he could be the guy who sneaks in at like 16 and makes maybe not make some noise, but everyone's just like, huh.
Oh, he
So
can
that
hit it.
was why he was a top prospect a few years ago, and
Yeah,
Trackhouse let him go to bring in SVG.
yeah,
So
I can see it. He's just got to kind of put together some intermediates. So, because he can do it at the supers. So, um,
I just wish that you could still have four charters. Because could you imagine a Trackhouse team with Chastain, SVG, Zilich, and Zane Smith?
that'd be pretty sick.
That's kind of like vibes are really good. I
The
would
all
enjoy that.
vibe all vibes team.
And then you'd have 2311 would probably have Heim running full time.
Yeah,
Be
probably.
kind of a good time. Time, maybe, as one would call it.
Check the watch. Check the
Um,
watch.
Zane
Priest is
Smith,
next.
Priest is next.
He's kind of flown under the radar this year for me.
As I say, it's just not really been his track types so far. He had no speed at Phoenix, not a lot of speed at Atlanta or Daytona. So I mean, for how little speed the 60 has had outside of Bowman Gray,
Yeah, I was about to say he won the Clash and then just vanished.
so and I said that he'd win two races this year outside of Bowman Gray. So it's not looking good so far, but we have Martinsville coming up. So we'll
He
kind of see
finished. He
how
finished third here last year in the. I think it was the spring race.
spring
Yeah,
race, yes.
in the spring race.
If I
So,
remember correctly, it was Barry Suarez Priest top
just how
three.
everyone drew it up.
So, because the pit cycles got really wonky. Um, yeah, I think for how little speed Ryan Priest has had, 18th, nothing to sneeze at so
No.
far this season. You got a top 10 in Atlanta when you probably didn't deserve one. And yeah, that's about it. Sums it
About
up.
all you can say.
Keep grinding it out, and maybe you'll get some more speed at a racetrack, and you can actually win one of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I have the exact opposite to say about Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez is next. If you told me before the season, oh, Daniel Suarez, he a month in, he's only 2 points out of the chase. Everyone would have told you, oh wow, good for Daniel. He's probably kind of gutting it out with that Spire equipment, the third Spire car.
Yeah.
No, if anything, I think he's completely underperformed his equipment so far this year.
He's kind of wrecked out from some good spots that he's put his car in.
Daniel had speed at Phoenix, speed at Coda, Atlanta. Yeah, he had speed. He was up there at the end of this thing at Atlanta, and he had speed at Daytona. He's had speed in all 4 races, and Bowman Gray, if you want to count that too. So all of the Spire cars have been fast, and Daniel Suarez, I mean, he led a lot, or didn't lead, but he was in the top 5 at Coda in stage 2. Made a baffling strategy decision to stay out, and not come down and get fuel and stay kind of towards the lead pack. And then at Phoenix, I mean, he just kind of gets shuffled back and gets caught up in 2 wrecks. So, I mean, he's not doing a lot with what he has under him, because this is not a trackhouse situation where you could say, well, really, how fast is the car? Ross is doing better than him, yeah, but like not that much better. But I mean, Michael McDowell and Carson Hocevar are, I mean, Carson's wrecked out a few times, or like not done what he needs to do with his equipment, but it is kind of gross incompetence right now what Daniel is doing with the 7.
Maybe there's a reason that Trackhouse let him go. And he's only on a 1-year contract, respectfully. Yeah, he's been in some great spots. And it's like, I was shocked when we were looking through this. I was like, good grief, he's 17th in points. It feels like he should be in the top 8.
Yeah, just squandered opportunities.
Yeah, so better
And
make the best of those ones, because they're not going to be around all the time.
say, especially as we start to move on these more traditional tracks, I'm curious to see what Spire actually has
Yeah.
compared to the Hendricks and the Gibbs and the Penske's and the 2311s of the world.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, then you look, are they faster than Trackhouse? Are they faster than RFK on these mile and a halves?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure what the answer is going to be.
No.
So we'll see. But right now, really shocked. I'm disappointed in Daniel Suarez, but I'm disappointed
Yeah.
in Daniel Suarez. I think of outside the thing, that's pretty much all the surprises. Brad holding steady at the cut line. Ty Gibbs 1 point above it. Hocevar, he's 3 points above the cut line. I think that's fine. He's got the speed. Just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Gotta stay in that position, and down the stretch, if you can win one of these things, that would absolutely help you. Outside of that, not really any surprises. AJ Allmendinger, but he's good at a lot of these early tracks.
Yeah, it's kind of suited his style, so it's not really a surprise.
And then if you look at, I mean, everyone else we kind of expected to be here except for Michael McDowell, which we said Spire has been a lot faster than we expected them to be.
Yep.
So good for Michael. He knows how to take care of his equipment and just grind out and get some points. So,
correct.
And we'll revisit the points, I think, a little bit later on in the year. But just want to go over some of the drivers, who's done, who's not done from below the cut line.
Yep.
Good and now we're doing the Vegas preview. Good Lord, it took forever to get here. I purposely planned it so it wouldn't take that long to get here, and it did.
It took even longer, probably.
Vegas. Cool track. Love it. It would not surprise you to tell you that Kyle Larson is really good here.
What?
Like miles better than the next best few drivers. Larson in 6 races since February 2023 has 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, with an average finish of 4.3 and an average start of 5.2. His lowest finish here is 11th in 6 races. Wow. So He is very good. If he's not, I mean, if he's not winning, he's going to be in contention to win.
Yeah. This would be a pretty telltale sign to see crap. To see what Chevy's got. Because if he shows up and he finishes like 10th, like
Everyone kind of has that
uh-oh.
collective,
Yeah.
so I think, I mean, he's the favorite here. Um, so I think it's pretty obvious. Like, this is what we'll see. This is the week we should see Kyle Larson kind of do it. And he's riding a very long winless streak, at least by his standards. I think 28 races is the current winless streak for him. So
I don't know.
a pretty good time to break it if he was going to. Second here, Ross Chastain with an average finish of 9.3, no wins, but 3 top 5s, 4 top 20s, or 4 top 10s and 5 top 20s. His lowest finish is 23rd, but I mean, Chastain, not someone I really think of when we come to Vegas.
Yeah. No, I
But
mean, like I said, I was looking at the kind of the top finishers in those two. I was like, man, we're gonna find out about Chevy. So I think that's kind of the storyline for me.
going in, just the new Chevy body, how good is it actually?
Yeah, we'll see what it's made of on a real intermediate.
A real racetrack.
Yeah, all the other ones are frauds. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
You're only going left on a banked oval that's at least a mile long. There's
The
only
rest are
one. I
the
was gonna
rest
say
the rest are fraudulent.
the rest are fraudulent. And if you think that Monaco or Spa is harder to drive than Las Vegas Motor Speedway,
Then come do it, coward. I'm talking to you, Max.
keep Grant, would you rather race at Silverstone or Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
I mean, I think I'd rather be in a NASCAR. I think I'd rather be in a Cup car at Vegas, but Silverstone's pretty historical.
We're
Pretty
doing
cool.
a bit. We're doing a bit.
Is Talladega an answer? Is that the right answer?
I don't know. Would I rather be in a car that vibrates the steering wheel so hard that it causes nerve damage? Or would I rather go left real fast? I think it's a pretty easy answer.
And then go to the casino.
You're gambling with your life and then you gamble your money.
Welcome to America.
This
Try
is
that.
NASCAR.
Try that in a small Monaco.
Try that in a small. Try that in a pretty large American city.
Yeah, seriously. No, I mean, we're outside F1. Come see us. Talking to you, Ford.
Christopher Bell is he's the third best driver here.
Total
9.5.
side note there.
Yeah, 9.5 average finish, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 5 top 20s. He did not he just bend it one day. Just terrible finish. But did finish the race. So it was Byron last year, wasn't it, that got Ty Gibbs? Yeah, it was Byron. I was thinking it was Bell for a second. No, it was Byron who got Ty Gibbs from the lead, or from just got past for the lead, and then Ty Dillon came to pit road, did not check here, and just took him out.
and just crushed Byron. It was just yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
it was. Sorry, I was thinking something else. Yeah, he got crushed.
I was sitting in front of Bobby Dodd Stadium, or Bobby Dodd Stadium Field.
Yeah, Bobby Dodd Stadium.
Okay, in front of Bobby Dodd.
Formerly Grant Field.
You're mad about that, I can tell. There's a little bit of deep seated.
They changed it to Hyundai Field.
But I was sitting there in Atlanta traffic trying to get home, um, and just I hear Lay Diffie just go, "Oh my goodness, Byron's dead!" Except he didn't say dead, but he said
That's what he
something.
sounded like.
I looked down at my thing. I was like, "I'm about to be dead in a minute," but I gotta see what happened. Um, Ty Dillon happened. So I mean, you never know at Vegas. Does that happen at Monaco? No, it does not. It does not.
We just decided to come after F1 in the middle of this episode for no
So
reason. You know they
look,
race in Vegas.
I do know they race in Vegas. I'm aware. I walked the street circuit last year when I was there,
Fair.
but I like the Vegas street circuit. I think it's really cool, especially in the games. It's a fun track to drive.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, Formula One fans are the worst. Um, might surprise you here. Daniel Suarez is the next best driver in terms of average finish, but
That
he
is
finished
surprising.
second here last year. So
Hmm.
I mean that kind of happened to bring it up, but he has another top five to go with it. So
Yeah.
I am confident in saying that Daniel Suarez will not be winning this race, and we will play that Monday when he wins the race.
Yep. Confidently we'll play that, and I will hang my head in shame. Excuse me if he does, but I'm confident that he won't.
So that's your top contenders. Well, Byron is fifth, excuse me. Byron's fifth, 2.3, one win, three top fives, five top tens in that stretch with one DNF, courtesy of Ty Dillon. So, and I don't know. Who do you want to talk about? Like, who is a driver on your mind that you want to talk about in terms of contention for this race?
Tyler Reddick.
Alrighty, so Tyler.
I think he's got this. I think he may just do it again. Toyota
Oh,
has speed here, and he's of all the Toyotas, he's had the most speed.
I
So
think
that's my logical deduction. If I'm putting two and two together, and he's super talented.
he is the ninth best driver here in terms of average finish. Two top fives, three top tens over that stretch, but he does have one DNF over that time, so that brings him down a little bit. That was when he flipped it here. So in a Jordan car, which he is racing this weekend. So he's
He kind of just it was kind of between like him, and I was like, do I want to talk about like Bell or Hamlin or like one of the JGR guys? And I'm just like, I just like something just tells me Reddick's gonna do it again, and I don't really know why. But you asked who I wanted to talk about, so dadgummit, there you go.
someone who is not awesome here. Chase Briscoe, someone who really needs a good
Yeah, that
start
is
here.
not boding well. There's a reason I didn't mention him when I mentioned the JGR drivers I did want to talk about.
He has that's with zero DNFs. He's just not very good. Only one top five, one top 10, two top 20s in the last six races. Most of that is in Stewart Haas equipment, so don't like that. At least is a caveat,
Yeah,
but I mean, not his greatest racetrack. So if James Small is going to cook up something, or if Chase Briscoe just needs to grind out a race, this is probably it.
yeah.
Get him back on track. Also not good here. Ryan Blaney. He's the. I'm not looking all the way up there for guys who aren't racing in this anymore, but he is 29th
Ooh, that's lower
here
than I thought.
with a 21.2 average finish, one top five, two top tens, three top 20s, but he has two DNFs here. So maybe he's a guy who's a little bit of a dark horse if you actually just look at the metrics, but you're never going to, like, if you were to gamble, like I
You're
know,
never gonna get the odds you want. You think you could get.
like, I know you would want to risk your Lausch and Kip on this, but you're just never going to get the right odds.
No, did you know that the Lebanese pound is the world's weakest currency?
Yeah, I looked it up. That's why I used it.
Did you know what the exchange rate is?
Please,
It's
please.
$89,939.30. $0.08 or that $89,939 or pounds and 38 cents in Lebanese is worth $1.
Hey.
Dude, I'm going to Lebanon. I'm gonna be loaded.
I like how we have Lebanon and Jordan right there. They got to find out who's the GOAT.
You got to find out who's got more rings.
Corey Heim.
There's some kind of like Jordan being a shooter joke in there, like like shooting bombs. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Looking back at Las Vegas, somewhere where Michael Jordan really. So if your guess is correct, if Tyler Reddick is like might be a guy, obviously he's not going to be flying under anybody's radar.
No.
After his start to the season, but I mean, if there was a race, I know that Jordan was there last week and he didn't win, so it's like, oh, is Jordan going to be back? Yes, he's going to be at the Vegas race. Like everybody knows Michael Jordan too well. He'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be at Vegas.
So his good luck charm is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring up another guy who's not good here that you would think would probably be better. Chase Elliott in 5 races, only 1 top 10 and 1 DNF, an average finish of 21st. So for a track that is a lot of Hendrick and Joe Gibbs racing at the top of it, Elliott has sucked.
That's
very unlike him.
Yeah, that's very unlike him. I feel like this would be a track that would be like conducive to him being good. I'm pulling this up right now that you say that.
Because he's good at he's good at Kansas.
Yeah.
He's good at Texas, and I mean he's decent at Charlotte. I mean this is a track that Hendrick and Gibbs have kind of swapped ownership back and forth. So, and it's also kind of unlike Chase. Chase is not bad anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of weird that it's Las Vegas.
Man, Ty Gibbs sucks here.
I mean, he is turning it around a little bit, but you don't expect Chase Elliott to have the 28th worst finish, average finish anywhere we go.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he's right there. I mean, wow. He's got a worse average finish here than Daniel Hemrick.
Yeah.
By 2 spots.
And Justin Haley.
With all due respect.
Noah Gragson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just not what you would expect. Like, that's a guy, if I'm telling you, don't put any... Let's go to the tab. Let's see what we got. Sierra Leone Leones on Chase Elliott. That's the guy. Bad.
You just have a list of, like, the least valuable currency.
I do.
I was wondering where you're pulling these out of. I was like, where are we getting these from? That's fantastic.
But, okay, so let's do it. You said you have a winner and a dark horse in mind.
Yes. My winner is Tyler Reddick. I don't really know if that counts as I don't know if he's like how high he is in the betting odds. But I don't care. I'm picking Tyler Reddick. I think to win the race. Okay. I'm picking Reddick to win. And my dark horse, and you can call me a dark horse homer, and I would not even argue, is Chris Buescher. I think RFK figured out a few things about this track last year, and I think a lot of it came from that. They probably learned a little bit from Preece at the spring race last year, and he did end up finishing 3rd despite all the wacky pit cycles and stuff like that. Then they turned around and all finished within the top 12, all 3 cars. During the playoff race, which everyone knows RFK is testing. If they're not in the playoffs, the cars are testing. That's what they're doing. And with testing setups, they went out there and they found speed. So I think there's a shot he can win this. I didn't consider him at all at Phoenix, and all of a sudden he's in the top 3. I mean, his pit crew is amazing, and Scott Graves is a wizard. And then he sped on pit road when I was in the bathroom, and I was very confused. I came back. I was like, "Where is he?
Where did the grilled cheese car
He's
go?"
in the back, and I was like, "What happened?" And then I just see "Sorry, Grant" in the text from you, and I was like, "What happened?" I didn't even see it. So hand up accountability. I shouldn't have gone to the bathroom there. It's on me. But
Got to
I
learn to
think
hold it.
he seems to just, I don't know. If he's got a top 15 car, he can put it in the top 10. If he's got a top 10 car, he can put it in the top 5. And then if you're up there, who knows what's going to happen. So he's had speed here, so can't count him out.
I have not told you. Maybe I have told you. I don't know. We talk a lot, and I kind of forget what I tell you and what I don't tell you. You mentioned Tyler Reddick as your winner, and I think you got the wrong 2311 car. I'm going to go with Bubba Wallace.
Riley Herbst. Sorry, I had to.
I think Bubba he's feeling it right now. Just like I said, we mentioned he kind of grinded out the last 2 weeks. Had a little bit of speed at Phoenix, but I mean, he gets a 6th place finish there.
Yeah.
In a day where in previous years, I think he wrecks out or finishes, 28th.
Yeah.
6th place. Coda, famously not a good road course racer. And he's sitting there at 11th. Like, great job.
Yeah.
Atlanta finishes high. Daytona, 10th place.
Yep.
So, best start to the season he's ever had. Vegas, traditionally, is not his best track. He's 20th here in terms of average finish of 19. He only has one top 5, one top 10, with no DNFs. So that's just truly. However, he has led 25 laps in that span. He has an average finish, or he has a best finish here of 4th.
Yep.
These are the same tire combo that they debuted at Kansas last year, where Bubba ran really, really well. If it wasn't for his owner, he probably wins that race. And I don't know. Kansas and Vegas are very similar. Kansas is a little bit flatter. It's not quite as banked. It's not quite as fast as Vegas.
Yeah.
Has more grooves, but I just think that it's kind of due. I like Bubba here. Okay. I think Bubba just maybe I should have made Bubba my dark horse pick. I mean, technically he counts in terms of the way we rank things.
Score it, yeah.
But I've all week I've had nobody but Bubba as like who I'm picturing being in victory lane.
Yeah.
So when you get that kind of premonition, I think you just have to go with it.
Got to roll with it. Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because Bubba, one of Bubba's most iconic moments came here, and it was not a good one. So where he just right hooked or left hooked, right hook, left hook. He got himself suspended here in Vegas a few years ago against Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
So
someone had to do it. I mean, don't do that.
Yeah. Hate to see it. But
he shouldn't do it again.
He learned his lesson, I think.
He did. He's too mature for that now.
Just coming into the tri-oval, I almost said dog leg. I got Phoenix still on my mind, but I just said, no, I'm not going to be pushed up in the wall, Kyle.
Pow.
Bam.
Yep.
And then Kyle Larson gets out, and he's visibly woozy, and Bubba's going to fight him. I swear, I like Bubba. He's just such a fun personality.
Yeah.
Dark horse driver. Speaking of fun personalities, this is the week it happens. Despite having a 39th place average finish here, or not 39th place average finish, he is 39th in average finish with 27.2 average finish in 5 races here. He only has 1 top 20. 2 DNFs. His highest finish here is 15th.
Gosh.
I'm going to take Carson Hocevar to finally get it done as my dark horse pick. He said Spire had speed, and Carson loves the 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
So Vegas is really fast, but I think it really kind of favors his style of being aggressive and just... I think he'll be there kind of towards the end of this race, and we'll see if he can make it happen. Because so far, he does not have a great track record of actually converting those opportunities to wins.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be really fast. I wouldn't be shocked if Carson won the pole. I think they're going to launch pretty quickly here.
I like that take. I don't hate it at all.
So I've got Bubba and Carson. You have Tyler and Busher, Chris Busher. And now we're an hour in, and the algorithm just completely shoved this video in the
abyss.
The trash compactor, and
it's somewhere down there with the Lebanese pounds.
So, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. This has been the Tri-Oval Office, and that's Grant. I'm Caden, and we're looking forward to betting some Iranian Rials with you all in Vegas this weekend. And let us know what your favorite trash currency is in the comments down below. And I will get, and we'll tell you if you're correct or not, if Grant would use that to bet on Chinese racehorses and Bulgarian water polo.
It's a lucrative sport to bet on. Get some crazy lines out there.
Exactly. But this is the Tri-Oval Office. We'll catch you next time with a Vegas review. Until then, stay frosty, my friends.